There is apparent frustration in All Elite Wrestling over the lack of production meetings hosted by AEW President and CEO Tony Khan. An update on the Hardys' return to WWE on NXT this week with a record-breaking stat regarding Matt Hardy's return to the brand. Original plans for the WWE WrestleMania 42 announcement have been revealed. Michael Cole reveals he signed a brand new contract with WWE. Rhea Ripley has a message for WWE fans after a concerning incident that happened. WWE referee Jessica Carr reportedly wrestles at the recent WWE Evolve tapings. Jesse Ventura reveals that he refused WWE's initial offer to return and negotiated a better deal. Plus, Clark Connors announces he's going to be returning to AEW. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's begin with frustration backstage in All Elite Wrestling when it comes to a lack of production meetings hosted by Tony Khan. Now, on this past week's episode of AEW Dynamite, a rather awkward segment took place following a singles match between Chris Statlander and Megan Bayne. A post-match attack took place that saw new allies Bayne and Penelope Ford beat down the babyface. This prompted former AEW Women's World Champion Thunder Rosa to run out of a steel chair to save Statlander, but the segment didn't seem to go to plan. When Rosa ran down to the ring, the heels didn't run away and instead just stood there. Rosa motioned that she was going to hit them with the chair, though there was no reaction to this either. Ford would then play a game of tug of war over the chair, which she lost before the heels eventually strolled away. The whole thing looked very awkward, with no one sure of what to do in the moment. On the Bryan and Vinny show on F4W Online, Bryan Alvarez spoke on the messy segment and revealed that many of those in AEW were frustrated at the lack of production meetings. Here's what he had to say.
The bigger story here than this was just such a fucking disaster is not a week goes by, not 1 week goes by, where I don't hear from somebody in AEW saying, why the fuck don't we have production meetings? We need production meetings. Things happen on every show where if we had a production meeting, they wouldn't happen. But Tony refuses to do production meetings, and here we are. This is another one. What in the fuck happened here? Nobody knows. I didn't get a single good explanation for it. It was just everybody was on a different page, and you made the babyface look like an absolute idiot. And away we go.
Now, an update on the Hardys' return to WWE programming this week on WWE NXT. Following on from the continued crossover of the TNA and NXT tag team divisions, the Hardys appeared via video on this past week's episode of NXT, marking their first WWE appearance for several years. In this promo, they revealed that on the February 25th episode of NXT, they would be returning to a WWE ring to take on the No Quarter Catch crew. On the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast, one half of the reigning TNA World Tag Team Champions Matt Hardy provided some insights on how the whole thing came together, revealing that everything happened at the last minute and that even their video promo was only in existence for about an hour before it aired. He said, quote, "This was a very last minute thing, I think. It's cool because everyone knows that TNA and NXT have this partnership right now, TNA and WWE. I think it's going to expand a little bit, but it has been so beneficial to TNA. It has also been very beneficial to NXT, and I feel like just over the last little bit, probably after Fraxium showed up and they watched us defend the titles against the Rascals, I would imagine probably the wheels started turning from the powers that be. And again, I don't know all the details on these things. I'm still talent, brother. Washing my hands of that. I'm not booking, I'm talent, but I think there was some interest there. So the fact we are able to step out and get in the ring with other teams and kind of give them a little bit of our rub that we have, they kind of help us because they're a younger team. They kind of keep us relevant in 2025. It's a win-win. So really excited about this. And I'll tell you, I'm training for a fight this week because too, in facing the two guys that we're facing, they're both legit badasses. So we're going to have to be ready to rock and roll whenever we step into the ring in Cincinnati. Even what happened when that happened on Tuesday night, that little video of Jeff and I that was on NXT NXT that had only existed about an hour, 45 minutes before that. It hadn't been long. This is not something that had been a long-term planned out thing. I mean, it was very spur of the moment, and that kind of makes you feel alive. It reminds you that you're alive. It kind of gets the adrenaline flowing and pumping a little bit, and it's been fun for us thus far, and I'm excited to see where we end up going with all of this. And the TNA NXT crossover continued in various ways this past week as TNA X Division champion Moose emerged to confront reigning NXT champion Oba Femi. Femi returned the favor by appearing on TNA's Impact show on Access TV. Now, interestingly as well, some record-setting action is actually going to take place here when the Hardys are on TV on NXT this Tuesday. The Hardys have not wrestled together on WWE television since April 2019, but it's not just a 6-year absence that the legendary duo will be breaking. As highlighted by WWE Stats on X, Matt Hardy's return to a WWE NXT ring will set a new record for the longest gap between NXT matches of any star in the brand's history. Matt competed in the very first season of NXT back in March 2010, 15 years prior to his match on Tuesday's NXT. Now, the previous record holder before Matt was Carlito, who had a 13 years and 9 months run between NXT appearances, but Matt will break that record this coming Tuesday. Now, it was announced Friday on SmackDown by the final boss, The Rock, that WrestleMania 42 was heading to New Orleans, but original plans for the announcement have been revealed. After being announced for the show just one day prior, The Rock appeared on the Friday, February 21st SmackDown episode to announce that WrestleMania 42 will emanate from New Orleans on April 11th and 12th, 2026. Speaking during the post-SmackDown press conference, The Rock confirmed this was not the original plan for the announcement, noting that WWE intended to announce WrestleMania 42 at the Super Bowl. The Rock noted, quote, "We were going to be part of the Super Bowl and make the announcement at the Super Bowl. We had a couple of hiccups that we couldn't make that happen." Now, the Super Bowl took place at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana on February 9th and saw the Philadelphia Eagles defeat the Kansas City Chiefs. The Rock had an intriguing segment with undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes following his WrestleMania 42 announcement on SmackDown, during which the final boss told the American Nightmare that he wants his soul. Now, Michael Cole, a bit of an update when it comes to Michael Cole's WWE future. Michael Cole is the overarching voice of WWE and one of the company's longest-serving employees. Cole has been with WWE for 28 years, and after Jim Ross was moved from Raw to SmackDown in 2008, Cole has been the man who has guided fans through events via the medium of commentary ever since. With that said, Cole will continue to be the voice of the company for many years to come, as he revealed on the Impulsive podcast that he signed a new contract. He said, quote, "I just signed a brand new contract with the company, so I'm going to be here for a number of years," Cole said. "The company really made me feel really for the first time that I was really important to this place after 28 years, end quote. Given how long he's been with the company for, Cole was asked why he decided to put pen to paper on a new deal. Quote, "The paycheck's part of it, but the new regime had a lot to do with it. When I went to sign the new deal, I sat down with my wife, and I'm 58 years old now, and I'm like, they want to get me to retirement age because we had talked about me getting out of this for a while now, just because of the travel and everything else. And she was like, you've got to do it. This is your legacy. You're going to be miserable if you don't finish this up the way you want." Cole rounded off by confirming that his contract is for 8 years, meaning that if he stays with the company for the entire length of the deal, he will have spent 36 years with WWE. Now, Rhea Ripley's gone to social media today to once again have to remind fans not to be silly here. Now, multi-time WWE Women's Champion and current Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley has issued an important statement to fans. WWE has multiple approved ways that people can gift fan mail to their favorite stars, whether that be in person at shows or at official events like meet and greets, or even by post to specific postal addresses. Now, what is not okay, as has been said by many WWE talents a number of times, is finding out their home addresses and using that as a point of contact. Unfortunately, it seems Rhea Ripley has had to reiterate this as she tweeted out, quote, "Shouldn't have to say this. Do not ever send fan mail to my house. That is by mail or self-delivered. That is 100% not okay." Now, this apparent incident comes not longer after WWE and TKO had to step in due to concerns from Asuka as she was receiving unwanted attention from fans overstepping boundaries as well. WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Bianca Belair also posted something of a warning tweet today as she wrote, quote, "My parents do not have any social media accounts on any platform. If any accounts are commenting, DMing, or reaching out to you, it is a fake account. Be safe out there." All of these situations should serve as reminders to fans what the limits and boundaries are when interacting with WWE talent or any celebrity/personality they don't know personally. Now, an update when it comes to Jessica Carr, and actually an in-ring career, not just as a referee. Now, on Friday, February 21st, WWE filed a USPTO trademark application for the name Kalax, leading to speculation among fans who were set to receive this new name. WWE NXT superstar Sol Ruca was the subject of much speculation due to the similarity between Kalax and her real name of Celax Hampton. A new report has revealed that is not the case after all. Instead, according to Fightful Select, Kalax is the name for WWE referee Jessica Carr, who wrestled under a mask at the tapings for WWE Evolve. The report reveals that Carr competed in a tag team match on the 4th of 6 episodes taped for Evolve. She reportedly did not receive an entrance for the match and was instead already in the ring ahead of the bout. Prior to joining WWE as a full-time referee, the 33-year-old competed as both Kanadi Brink and Jessie Kay on the independent scene between 2011 and 2017. She would also make a sole in-ring appearance on NXT in 2017 under the name Kennedy Lewis, being defeated by Nikki Cross. Since then, she has been a full-time WWE referee. Now, Jesse Ventura, of course, he made his return to WWE last year and officially was on Saturday night's main event too. Ventura returned to the WWE fold last year, signing a Legends deal with the company and appearing at the rebooted Saturday night's main event series. He has appeared on both these shows as a host and a commentator, though there was a chance that things might not have turned out so well for WWE and Ventura. In an episode of his The Body Shop podcast, Ventura revealed that he turned down WWE's initial offer to come back because it wasn't good enough. He said, quote, "They made an initial offer, which wasn't quite good enough, and I counted them, and they came back real solid, no ifs and no buts. It was a good negotiation. We agreed at first only to do 1. They're doing 4, but they wanted me for a whole day's publicity, so I said, all right, if I come out a day ahead of time and do a whole day's publicity, it's got to be for more than 1 show. I said, I want a guarantee for 4 then, that I will get all 4 shows. They came back and said, no problem, no problem whatsoever. And I'll state this, they came back for another 4 next year, and I hope I can sign and do 4 more Saturday night's main event next year. Now, Ventura had previously noted that his agent was a big factor in getting him in a good deal to come back to WWE. And finally, Clark Connors is on his way back to All Elite Wrestling, seemingly. New Japan Pro Wrestling Clark Connors has announced his return to AEW, addressing his wrestling future and run in the United States. While Gabe Kidd made his AEW singles debut on the February 22nd Collision episode, he won't be the only Bullet Club War Dogs member to step into an AEW ring this year. AEW has shared a new video revealing that former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion Clark Connors will be returning to the company. The video, which can be seen on social media, featured Connors, who put the roster on notice. He said, quote, "The last time you saw me in an AEW ring, I went wild at Forbidden Door. I almost made history with the biggest upset anyone has ever seen, but now the Wild Rhino's dead. I'm 100 proof Clark Connors. I'm a member of the best, most dangerous, vicious faction in the world, the Bullet Club War Dogs, and I'm here back in AEW to make a name for myself and kick some American ass soon. Everybody in AEW's on notice because none of you are my dog for real." Now, Connors saying he almost pulled off the biggest upset in his most recent AEW match was referencing his participation in the match to crown the inaugural AEW All-Atlantic Champion, now International Champion, at Forbidden Door 2022. The company has also confirmed the arrival of Speedball Mike Bailey, advertising his upcoming debut on Collision this past weekend. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.